Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kassandra and this week we'll be doing a powerful flow focusing on abdominal strength and balance. So I won't be using any props for this practice, but it's always a good idea to maybe have a block or a strap handy just in case you need it. So let's go ahead and get started lying down on our backs. Supta Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Soles of the feet come together, knees fall apart. Just a really gentle hip opener. Palms can stay on the belly, go out to the sides. Or you can even reach your arms up overhead if you want to open up the shoulders and the chest a little bit more. If this pose is uncomfortable for your lower back, keep your knees bent, feet flat on the ground. And start to deepen your breath. Feel the breath travel all the way down into the lower belly, filling up the space in the lower back. And we'll take 10 or so more breaths right here. Start to draw your knees in towards the chest. And I like to do a little bit of a pumping motion here. So knees drawing away from the body and then pulling them back in. You can also just shift the knees lightly from side to side. We're just trying to massage the lower back and make sure there's no tension here. It'll be really important to keep the lower belly engaged throughout our practice so that we protect our lower back. Let's keep our right knee in and extend the left leg out. Stretching deep into the left hip flexors. Press your left heel down into the mat as you draw your right knee in a little bit closer towards the chest. Soften the shoulders. Let's interlace the fingers behind the back of the thigh and just start to straighten the leg a little bit. So feeling out what the hamstrings are like today. You can bend and stretch the leg, keep it straight. We're just warming up, so there's really no need to try too hard or push too much here. Keep the right hip pressing down. Maybe flexing and pointing the toes or doing a few ankle rolls. We want to be able to properly engage all the muscles of the legs, so we will be doing a lot of balancing postures. And let's release, switch sides, draw your left knee in, extend the right leg out. Press your right heel down into the mat. Maintain that same deep breathing. Let's interlace the fingers behind the back of the thigh and start to straighten the leg. So not pushing or pulling too much. Just a really gentle stretch. Bending and straightening the leg, flexing and pointing the toes. And let's release. Please bring your shins parallel to the ground, inner thighs hugging in towards each other. Toes are spreading wide and lower back presses down into the mat. Interlace your fingers behind your lower back, behind the back of your head. As you inhale, head and shoulders curl up off the ground. Hold here for 5 deep breaths. So with every inhale, you're trying to lift your chest up a little bit higher. And as you exhale, see if you can draw your lower belly in and maybe even curl tailbone up. So inhale to lift. Exhale, squeeze the inner thighs. Inhale, lift the chest up even higher. Exhale, draw lower belly in. 3 more breaths, in and out through the nose. Elbows are reaching up towards the sky. Toes are still spreading. And let's release. So this time, let's extend our legs straight up. And this should be a little bit easier because we've already stretched our hamstrings a little bit. However, if you're still pretty tight here, keep the knees bent. They really don't need to be perfectly straight. But if you can, go ahead and straighten them, flexing at the toes so the balls of the feet point up. And so this time we're going to interlace our fingers, still behind the back of the head. So as you inhale, lift head and shoulders off the mat. And on the exhale, twist over towards your left leg. Drop your right leg down to hover. And reach your right arm to the outside edge of your left thigh. Inhale, come back through to center, curl tailbone up. Exhale, twist to the right. Drop the left leg. Reach your left arm to the outside edge of your right thigh. Inhale to lift, curl tailbone up. Exhale, twist to the left, drop your right leg down, reach through the right arm. Inhale to center, lift. Exhale, twist right, extend the left arm. Inhale back, curl tailbone up. Exhale, twist left, drop the right leg. Inhale, come back up, curl head and shoulders up a little higher. Exhale, twist to the right, drop the left leg down. Inhale, lift back up through to center. Reach your fingertips up towards the sky. Lift everything up as high as you can. Squeeze the lower belly. And release. Take a few breaths. Knees falling in towards each other. Feeling the engagement in the abdominals. So while you still feel your core nice and active and warmed up, see if you can remember what this feels like. Because pretty soon it's going to go away. But you'll want to be able to call it back whenever you need to when we're in our balancing poses and moving in and out in our transitions. Holding on to the backs of the thighs, let's rock it up and down the length of the spine. And we're just going to cross out the ankles and find tabletop pose. Palms underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. Taking cat and cow. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, curling tailbone up. And as you exhale, draw your chin towards the chest, round the upper back. A few more times. Inhale, reach the heart forward. And then exhale, round as much as you can. Keep pressing the fingertips and knuckles down. One more cycle. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale to round the chest. Come back to your neutral tabletop pose. Let's connect to our core a little bit more here as well. Extend your right leg up and back. So your right hip's going to want to roll up. See if you can keep it rolling down. Balance on your right palm and extend the left arm forward. Take an inhale to reach. And as you exhale, bring your elbow and knee to touch, round the upper back. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze it in. 2 more. Inhale to reach. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, extend out. And let's bring our left hand down on the mat And you're going to move your right leg over towards the right side of your mat and then drop it down on the ground. Coming in to thread the needle, left arm will reach through and under until your left shoulder and left ear come down on the ground, taking a twist. And breathe really deeply here, pressing the shoulders away from the ears. Right hand can stay down on the mat, or it can reach towards the lower back, or holding onto the inner left thigh crease. Let's bring our right hand back down on the mat and come all the way back up to your tabletop pose. So engage the core here, and we're going to lift the right leg off the ground and then send it back, lower the right knee down. Switching sides, please extend your left leg up and back. Keep the left heel pointing up, left toes are pointing down, belly is strong, right arm extends forward. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, squeeze and bring it in. 3 more. Inhale to reach. Exhale, elbow and knee together. Inhale out. Exhale, bring it in. Last one. Inhale, extend. Drop your right hand down on the mat. Bring your left leg over towards the left side of your mat and then press that foot down. Thread the needle, right arm reaches through. Lower right shoulder and right ear down. Left palm can stay pressing down on the mat, or it can reach towards the lower back. Let's bring our left hand back down on the mat. Come up onto both palms. Squeeze the glutes to lift your left leg off the mat. Send it straight back and lower both knees down on the ground. Let's walk our palms a few inches past the shoulders. Curl the toes under and find your first downward dog. So downward dog, the feet are hip width distance apart, palms are shoulder width distance apart. You're pressing firmly into your fingertips and knuckles so that you can be a little bit lighter on your wrists. And go ahead and bend the knees, move the hips around, just try to get comfortable here. Instead of focusing on lengthening the hamstrings, we're really trying to lengthen the spine. On your inhale, pull the lower belly in and ripple forward through to plank pose. Heart reaches forward. And once you're here, let's bring the right leg off the ground. Keep your right hip rolling down, right toes point down and hold. Let's come up into 3-legged dog. Right leg extends up, bend your right knee, open up that hip. So nothing changes in the upper body or the shoulders. Re-straighten that right leg. And let's ripple forward through to plank pose, but this time you're going to bring your right knee to squeeze in towards the right shoulder. Keep the hips low. Hug everything in as close as you can. And back to your 3-legged dog. Open up that hip. Straighten your right leg. Last time, come forward to plank. This time you're going to cross over, so your right knee shifts over towards the left elbow. Hips are low, heart extends forward, so you're not rounding the upper back too much. And downward facing dog. Lifting up with the hips. Let's walk the palms to the back of the mat. Take a forward fold. Maybe holding on to opposite elbows, or fingertips can stay down on the mat if you'd like. And so before we go and do that second side, let's release the fingertips. Bring your big toes to touch, heels apart. Come down into chair pose. Bend the knees, drop the hips, reach your arms up. Try to sink down really low, putting the weight into your heels. Chest stays lifted and proud. Pulling the shoulders back. Straighten the legs, lift up. Bring your hands at your heart. Draw your right knee in towards the chest. only engaging the hip flexors, which are part of your core, to lift that right knee. Coming into a twist, left hand over your right knee, right arm extends towards the back of your mat, chest opens up towards the sides. Woo. And if you're on uneven ground like I am, this will be extra challenging. So open up the heart. Hips are still facing towards the front of the mat. Slowly make your way back through to center. Set the right foot back down. As you inhale, reach the arms up, bring your palms to touch. And as you exhale, fold forward, hinging at the waist. Bend your knees if you need to. And let's walk back to our downward dog. All right, so second side, start to lift your heels, ripple forward, slowly use your core to bring you back to plank pose. And this time we're gonna float the left foot, left leg off the mat. Keep your left hip rolling down so the toes point down and hold. Try to flatten out the lower back, make sure you're not dropping the low belly. And then back to your three-legged dog. Bend your left knee, open up that hip. So get that nice stretch through the left side body. Back into your plank pose. This time you'll bring your left knee towards your left tricep. Squeeze in as high as you can. Keep looking forward past your mat. Up and back, three-legged dog. Cross it over into a twist. Left knee towards your right elbow. Hips stay as low as you can. Press into the fingertips. And downward dog this time. Pressing the chest towards the thighs. Let's walk our palms back. I'm totally getting a ton of bug bites here, but that's all right. Folding forward. So once again, here, any arm variation that you like to do, you can stay still. I like to sway from side to side. Helps me open up the lower back and get into the hamstrings a little more. And release fingertips down on the mat. Bring your big toes to touch, heels apart slightly. Chair pose. Hips drop down low, arms reach up. So try not to let the pelvis tip forward. Keep tailbone extending down. And maybe bend your knees a little more. Straighten the legs, come up. Hands at the heart. Draw your left knee in towards the chest. Stand up nice and tall. Let's bring our right hand onto the left shin and slowly extend your left arm back. Open up into your twist. So hips and legs are still facing forward. You're changing from the lower belly up. Release, back through to center. Bring your big toes to touch. Inhale, reach the arms up, bring your hands together. Exhale, hinge at the waist, fold forward, walk back to down dog. So feet are hip width distance apart once more. As you inhale, reach your right leg up towards the sky, and on the exhale, come through to plank pose, bring your right knee in towards your nose. Inhale, back to three-legged dog. Let's do that 2 more times. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale, squeeze it in and hold. And see if you can bring your toes to hover off the mat. So as close as you can towards your palms. Squeeze, 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 and then step it through. Drop your left knee down, low lunge, arms reach up. Let's grab a hold of our left wrist with our right palm and lean over towards the right side, stretching deeply through the left side of your rib cage. Back to center, fingertips down, straighten your right leg, half splits to fold. Bend into your right knee. Curl the back toes under if they're not already. Power up the back leg so your back knee is lifted off the mat and come up into our high lunge. So right knee stays bent, left leg is straight. Lift up through the chest. Tailbone anchors down. So look forward and we're going to come up to stand at the top of the mat, bringing our left knee with us. So same pose we just did not too long ago, we'll find that same twist. Right hand on the shin, left arm extends back. Some of you will be able to take this a little bit further by holding onto the big toes instead and straightening the left leg. If that doesn't work today, don't worry about it. And the leg really doesn't need to be straight. Slowly make your way back through to center, hands at the heart. And let's find our dancer's pose. Catch your left foot with your left palm. Reach your right arm forward and start to press that foot into the hand as you lift up. And chest will lean forward slightly, but not too much. Keep the left knee hugging in. And coming back. Squeeze your left knee in towards the chest. And let's step it back into our high lunge. So you're probably feeling it down that right leg and into the right ankle. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, palms down. Let's take a flow. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Deep breaths. All right, let's do that sequence on the second side. Reach your left leg up and back. And then bring it in towards your nose into plank pose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, squeeze it in, shoulders over your wrists. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, squeeze it in. And then see if you can bring your toes close in towards the palms. As close as you can. One side will probably be a lot easier than the second one. Step it through. Lower the right knee down. Lift up, low lunge. Let's catch our right wrist with the left hand and reach your right arm up and over. Really nice side bend here. One of my favorite poses. Inhale back, fingertips down, half splits. Straighten your left leg and fold. Try to keep the hips square to the front of the mat. Not leaning on one side more than the other. Bending into your left knee again. So power up that back leg. That means you need to curl your toes under and lift the right knee off the ground. High lunge. Chest opens up. Tailbone draws down, left knee is bent. Thigh parallel to the ground. Hands at the heart, step up. Bring your right knee in with you. And let's find that twist. Left hand over your shin. Right arm extends back. So this is your first option. If you'd like to go deeper, straighten that front leg, holding onto the toes. Lower belly hugs in, crown of the head extends up. Slowly back through to center. Let's transition into our dancer's pose. Catch your right foot with your right palm. Extend your left arm out forward, and then start to kick that leg. Keep your gaze really steady. Same thing with your breath. Make sure you're not holding the breath. Let's come up. Squeeze that knee in tight. And step it back to your high lunge. Inhale, arms up. Let's take our flow. Plant your palms down. Find plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, down dog. 5 breaths right here. Let's extend the right leg up and back. And this time, come forward into plank pose, squeeze your knee in towards your chest, look forward. Engaging the obliques. Back into three-legged dog, inhale. 2 more times, exhale. Right knee to right tricep. Inhale back. Exhale, bring it in. Optional push up here. Pressing back and up. Bring your right knee in towards your chest and step the right foot through. High lunge again. Inhale up. Gaze is steady. All right, so from here, we're gonna come up into standing pigeon pose. So you'll need to bring your hands at your heart and then step up, crossing your left ankle over the top of your right thigh. Keep that foot flexed and start to bend into your right knee. Hips are going back, chest extends forward. Let's lift the chest back up. Uncross the legs and bring your feet down. A little bit wider than your hips. Heels are turned in. Toes point out. Bend your knees, drop your hips. Malasana, yogi squat. Hands at the heart. Creating space from the crown of the head all the way down to the tailbone. So a little tricky from here, we're gonna come down into Navasana boat pose. So try to do it in one sleek motion. You drop the hips, you reach the arms and the legs forward. Legs can be straight or bent. Keep lifting up the chest. Crossing at the ankles. Plant your palms, and then we're gonna step or hop back through to our plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward dog, down dog. Breathing deeply. Ready for our second side, left leg up. Exhale to plank, bring your left knee in towards the left tricep. Inhale, send it back. 2 more times. Exhale, squeeze it forward. Inhale back. Last time, bring it through, optional push-up. Bring your knee in towards the chest, step the foot forward, high lunge. Feet are hip-width distance apart. Bring our hands at our heart, coming up into standing pigeon pose. Stand on your left leg, cross your right ankle over the left thigh. Bend into the knee, hips reach back, heart extends forward. So really working our balancing poses now. Lift the chest back up. Uncross the legs. Malasana once more. Heels in, toes out. Bend the knees, drop the hips. Stay really tall. Set the hips down, boat pose. So feel free to hold on to the backs of your thighs if you need them. Maybe even the knees stay bent. Lots of ways to modify this pose. Cross at the ankles, plant the palms, back through to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward dog. Exhale, down dog. Right leg extends up, inhale. Exhale to plank, bring your right knee in towards your left elbow, twist. Inhale, back up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back up. Exhale to twist, and then straighten your right leg so your foot is down on the ground. Lean onto your right palm, turn to the inside edge of your left foot, and reach your left arm up. Laying triangle. So for some of us, this is where you'll stay. Others will be able to float the right leg off the ground, powering up the obliques. Let's drop the right leg back down. Bring your left hand on the mat. Lift your back heel off the ground, downward facing dog. Second side, left leg up. Exhale to twist, left knee towards your right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, reach it back. Last one. Exhale, squeeze it in. Straighten your left leg. Turn to the inside edge of your right foot. Lean on your left palm, right arm up. Maybe stay here or float your left leg up too. Hips stay up nice and high. Set the left foot back down, right palm down, downward dog. Take your flow. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And this time, child's pose. Five more deep breaths right here. Let's walk the palms back in. Let's swing the legs out front. We're going to bring our right knee in towards the chest. And then from here, you're going to try to bring your right arm underneath that right leg. So as high up as you can get it. So it looks something like this. Your right heel is going to be facing forward. And then once you have that, you're going to plant both hands beside the hips. And then maybe pick everything up. So use your core, squeeze everything in, find your breath. And set the hips back down. Let's grab a hold of that right foot and stretch it up. Pull the shoulders back. Bend into your right knee a little more. Let's cross the right ankle over the top of the left thigh. Bend your left knee and bring it in. So finding our seated twist, bring your right fingertips back behind you about 6 inches. Inhale, left arm reaches up. And on the exhale, move into your twist. Left elbow hooks into the inner right thigh crease, pulling the right shoulder back. So lengthening in opposite directions, from the tailbone down, crown of the head up. Make sure you're not rounding or slouching here. Release back through to center. And let's take our knee pile pose. So we're already almost there. You're just going to cross and stack your right knee over your left. And for some of you, this might be where you stay. Others will be able to walk the palms forward and fold, holding for a few moments here. Come on up. So uncross the legs. Do the sequence on the second side. So your right leg will stay forward. You'll draw your left knee in towards the chest. And maybe start to bring your left arm underneath that left leg. Try to get it up to the shoulder if you can. Planting your palms beside the hips. Pick it up. And set it down. Hold on to the left foot. Extend it up. Release and find your twist. Cross your left foot over the right thigh. Bend your right knee. Bring that foot in. Left fingertips behind you about 6 inches. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale to twist. Right elbow to the inner left thigh crease. Pull the left shoulder back and open the chest. Focus on growing taller in this pose. And release. Knee pile pose. Stack your left over your right. Maybe stay here or fold. Come on up. Straighten your legs. So we're setting up for reverse plank. One of our final poses. Legs out in front of you. Palms behind you about shoulder width distance apart, roughly underneath the shoulders as well. And then plant your palms and lift the hips. See if your toes can come down on the mat. Pulling the shoulders back. Lifting the hips up a little higher, even still here. Lift, lift, lift. And set them down. Let's come down on our backs. Setting up for bridge pose, feet are hip width distance apart. Start to press into the feet, curling tailbone up and lifting it off the ground. Relax the shoulders and the neck. Let your lower body do the work here. Engaging the glutes, knees are still hip width distance apart. And slowly come down. Let's take recline pigeon. Cross your right ankle over the top of your left thigh and draw your left knee into the chest. Make sure that right foot stays flexed. Release, switching sides. Left ankle over the right thigh. Hold the right knee in. Release and take shavasana, final resting pose. Stretch out. And this is where I'll leave you, so you decide how long you would like to stay in this pose. I encourage you to hold it for a few minutes. And wake up slowly when you're ready. Closing the eyes and allowing yourself to rest and relax. Thank you so much for doing this practice with me. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. It really does mean a lot to me. Thank you. Namaste.